Well, hey there, you finally made it to another episode of CUZZO-OP, to be precise, episode 86. My name is Isaiah. I'm also known as IV around these parts, and I am joined by my brother, my cousin, my co-host.
Willie, also known as Arrow.
We're excited because this is a news episode. There's a lot of things going on, and we wanted to focus a little bit on New York Comic Con, just like we've done with other conventions. If you go last year, you'll see we also did a New York Comic Con episode as well. Always touching on what's going on with entertainment culture. You know, we talk our movies. You know, we talk our TV shows. You know, we talk our video games here at CUZZO-OP. And there's some other pieces of news we want to share with you and share our thoughts on. So we're just gonna jump right in, man. We're gonna jump right in. Anything that you want to go after first, Willie?
I mean, I just also want to specify that, you said it, news, right? So New York Comic Con plus some of the extra tidbits that really got us excited. Because New York Comic Con is typically the lower level
Really drop bombs out there,
news-wise, right? It's more TV show based typically, but this year seems like a lot of shows started before New York Comic Con. So, yeah. So, you know what? I think, there's a TV show that you and I have been waiting for a while that you want to name drop first. They dropped the trailer and release date. Trailer, because, it leaked, but...
Oh, I didn't even know they leaked the trailer for Daredevil.
They being stingy. It's stingy.
Yo, that's crazy. Is Daredevil born what? Born again? Born again, yeah. We found out the release date. What's the release date? It's...
March 5th?
5th, yeah, that's what it is. That's crazy. That's not far. The year is already coming up to its end, which is ridiculous, but March 5th is not too far. Think about the journey that this particular actor, set of actors, this show has gone through. This is a pretty crazy moment for it to make its homecoming
10 years later.
Yeah, bro, that's insane. 10 years? That's insane. I didn't even realize
Daredevil
it was 10
season
years.
1 was 2015.
Bro, we're old, bro. That's crazy. Wow. Look at that, guys. 10 years, and we're seeing the return of a lot of our favorite characters, right? We get almost everybody that we want to be back. We get Charlie back. We're getting Daredevil. Punisher's coming back with John Bernthal. We're getting Foggy. We're getting Karen. We're getting everybody. You know what I mean? I don't really know how I feel about Foggy. You already know that. But anyways, it's a new opportunity for us to see new life. They're born again. You see what they did? So be excited about that March 5th. What are you most excited about, bro?
I mean, I'm excited to see, spoilers for Daredevil, the Netflix show. And I guess for the future of this one, to get Charlie and John back together,
Yeah.
So my favorite work on Daredevil was their chemistry with one another and their kind of back and forth that they were able to have. And for most of that season, they're antagonistic towards each other.
That's right.
And it's at the very end of season 2 where he gets that respect from Frank and vice versa. And then that's it. You don't see them again until the end of that run. So the last time we saw these characters together were 2016.
Yeah.
So it's been 9 years. So to see them coming back and hopefully working together, I'm excited. Excited. I watched the leak trailer. You didn't watch the leak trailer, so there's some tidbits in there that I'm like, ooh, that's gonna be exciting.
I'll watch it if you send it to me.
Sure.
But yeah, man, they were doing a whole rivalry on camp better than Daredevil. I mean, Deadpool and Wolverine were doing it, way back when, a decade ago. They were going back and forth, fighting and cursing at each other, and then becoming friends. So it'll be cool to see how they do it now, a decade later. Yeah, man, what a cool time. So that's one big piece of news. But there was something else from New York Comic Con that we wanted to touch on as well. And it's on DC realm. I'll let you take over on that one.
So the DC universe's first project, but it's not because James Gunn still says it's Superman, but this one is in the new universe. Creature Commandos is expected to be coming out soon, later this year. And they dropped a second trailer, in fact, over the New York Comic Con weekend. And, I'm going to stay confused until things start to roll because they're referencing and have continuation from DCEU stuff going on here, but this is connected to the new verse.
Right.
So I guess, it's going to be like faded memory type. I have no idea. But the biggest thing to stand out for me from this trailer and the stilts that we got over the weekend was a villain, Clayface,
Yeah, that's
is
pretty cool.
seen swinging around. And if that doesn't confirm a Batman that is not grounded but more fantastical, I don't know what does. So I'm excited now for the future to see what kind of Batman we get in our DC universe, because I like the Reeves verse that's going on right now. Penguin is going crazy right now. I'm going to say straight up. I don't know if you've seen any IV, but I like the grounded verse. I like that we're going to keep this up. But I'm ready for this live action fantastical Batman.
Yeah,
Ben Affleck was going areas with it.
he
He has
was.
some pretty awesome action sequences that showcase a little bit more of a fantastical element, but I'm ready for it to go full swing. So, yeah, I'm excited for me to step foot into this new DC universe, despite my confusion.
Yeah, man, I think that you hit the nail on the head in terms of we've seen it's so many different Batman iterations, but for our generation, there's basically only two main ones that everybody talks about, and it's obviously Nolan's, and then obviously what Affleck has done. Um, we get to see where on the spectrum this next guy lands, and James Gunn has made some incredible decisions so far. Again, they're all theorized when we say that he's doing a good job, because we haven't actually seen the fruit of his labor much just yet. But when we see it manifest, we'll know. Are we off
Right.
to the races? Is Marvel going to take that back seat? Is DC going to take the lead again? I'm here for it, baby. Let's go.
Right, right. And another thing James Gunn did was announce crypto for
I
his
saw.
movie
I saw that.
with a very great Twitter post just diving into the fact that he wrote crypto based around a dog that he had rescued during the writing of Superman.
Yeah.
And so, if there's one thing you could say about James Gunn within all of his films that he's done since Guardians of the Galaxy,
Yeah.
he puts real heart into his movies, real human emotions. And so if that ain't right for a Superman movie, I don't know. So if he fails the Superman movie, if he fails Clark Kent and Crypto and all of this,
You failed this city.
I don't think he will. But I think no matter what happens, people are going to be ready to play it down. But I'm excited. So
F all y'all. We gonna be playing it up straight like that. You know what I mean? And that's really it. So thanks for joining us for another episode of Just Kidding. But for real, when it comes to New York Comic Con, we don't have much news. Those are the two pieces we definitely wanted to touch on. But there's still a lot going on in the entertainment world. So let's talk a little bit about a Nolan, some Christopher Nolan news, my brother. So
I'm gonna let you say it, bro,
I got a
because
text
that
message
might be
from Willie,
hard.
because Willie, Willie be sending me stuff, and he sent me, uh, "Hey, bro, did you hear about this?" And he shoots me a link. We are hearing rumors about Nolan's next movie. They're talking about 2026. They're also saying the rumor is that it's about vampires, and it's a period piece, a period horror piece, 20s, 1920s. So setting the scene, it's the 20s, vampires. Is it gonna be like, I don't know, vintagey? What's the vibes? Who fits that environment? Well, we were fortunate enough to receive some confirmation that Matt Damon will be coming back as another person that we know Nolan loves to work with. I love that for Matt too. It's been he hasn't been the lead in something like this to this degree in a long while, but his performance in Oppenheimer is one of the best parts of the movie. The way he bounces off of Killian in that movie is excellent. So I'm like, yeah, Matt Damon, let's go. But we also find out Tom Holland is front running this. And I know Willie got a kick out of that. And you want to know why? Because you already know I'm on record. I don't think Tom Holland is that guy. I think he's just Spider-Man, but I never seen him in anything other than Spider-Man where I'm like, wow, he's that guy. And yet, one of the greatest directors of all time, straight like that, wants to work with him. What we gonna do? I just have to shut up and watch, I guess, right? That's all I could do, bro. What do you
You ain't
think? What
like
do you
him in
think about Tom
Onward.
being outside, bro? What do you
You
think,
didn't
man?
like him in Onward.
like I like Onward, obviously, but it's like that's an animated film. I'm talking about
Okay.
seeing man's face and believing what he's putting on the screen. It was
Okay.
almost like he was born to play Peter Parker, and that's
Okay.
cool. But it's like,
Okay.
what
Here's what
else you
I'll
got for
say
me, man?
about Tom Holland. I feel like I clearly, people like to compare him to Timothy Chalamet. And
Always,
and
man.
for me, I don't like that because I feel like they are two very different people.
Sure.
Like I can tell that Tom Holland, his time away right now is something that he's enjoyed. He's
Yeah,
living for it.
he is. Yeah,
You know what I mean? And so
and he
with
was
him
Zendaya. He living that.
exactly. And so with him coming back now, number one for a Nolan film is crazy. He said it was the opportunity of a lifetime, which yeah, obviously. So that's gonna be fun to see. But he also dropped in interviews on Jimmy Fallon, some podcasts that Spider-Man 4 is getting ready to be put into gear as well. And that we know him and Kevin Feige have been fighting for something that would be honoring the fans. That ending bit of Spider-Man No Way Home with him swinging through the winter, he said that wasn't originally it. But when they were doing what originally was the ending, he said, this isn't right. Let's do this. And so to some understanding, he gets the character and he wants to make sure that what he does now is going to honor what was done as well as the fans. He's saying he's excited. And I know an actor's job is to say that they're excited, but at this point,
He seems quite genuine.
we're 4 years removed from whenever he would have finished filming No Way Home. He's had time, and he didn't have to come back.
Mm.
But for him to say him and Zendaya are genuinely excited for this next project, and for him to be speaking out so much on like prime television stages like Jimmy Fallon, I gotta help but wonder, like, he took his break that he needed, and now he's ready to come back, and maybe he'll be coming back ready to answer some of the haters and silence some of the speculation. But again, I don't think he's gonna be chasing or that hunger that other people around him have. He reminds me, weirdly enough, and this might be crazy to say, of Jennifer Lawrence, because I feel like Jennifer Lawrence came out with Hunger Games around that time, but she knew what her future was going to be, and you see that in her work now. While she's also doing her family stuff, that family stuff is incredibly important to her, and I get the same feeling with Tom. Like the acting is fun for him, and he enjoys it, but it is not his highest priority. And so I'm excited to see where he's at now after having some breaks, some stage plays over in the
Yeah,
other side of the world.
for sure.
I like the contrast. I like the young generation of actors seeing the different levels that they're all on in
I
terms of everything. Especially with his beer brand. I like that. He's
I
answering
love that
that
for
too.
him, bro. I love that he's thriving. But he's not that great of an actor to me though, so it doesn't matter
I
because
would also like to ask on record though,
we
how
talking
many of his
about,
other films have you seen?
bro. I tried the Netflix show, The Crowded Room. I don't know if you've seen that one. I tried the name is escaping me. The one with
Is it the
the
devil?
church, the movie with the church. Why am I forget? That's how forgettable this was, and it wasn't even just him. The other ones also was kind of whack, but the actor's still cooking. What's Pattinson?
Devil
Pattinson?
all the time or in
Yeah,
time or all
Devil
that?
all the
Yeah.
time. Nah, whatever for me. I just feel like I have yet to see him hit a role that isn't Spider-Man. And so this is what I think is going to happen. I think the reason why Spider-Man works is because what you just said, his ideology as a being, as a celebrity, is one of challenging himself. He likes to challenge himself. He doesn't want to do the status quo. So being involved with this movie, he's going to be pushed to his limits. And I think we could get something great out of this as a result. I'm not discounting him. I'm just saying I have yet to see it. I hope I see it. And I hope I'm not watching this flick and you get up, Tom Holland.
All right.
Better not get
I
up,
just want to
Tom
make
Holland.
sure that with
That's
you
what I'm
saying
saying.
that you don't see it in him doesn't equal I want him to fail. I just want to make sure that that's
Never,
not where
bro.
we're at.
Listen, especially on this court. This is
The
my
Nolan court.
favorite
I got you.
director's court. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I want to see greatness. I want to see greatness. But look, this is an outline performance. He's getting added to a list of actors that Nolan works with. That he's new. He's new in this. Look at Nolan's last couple films. He's always had at least one or two actors he worked with the movie prior.
Yeah.
And he bet on somebody he's been working with for a very long time on the last flick. So if Tom Holland's the first name announced and he's really the main guy, that's a crazy risk for Nolan as well. So,
we know he's risky though. We like that.
but I also think he's answering. I also think he's answering Denis' investment in Timothy as well. I also think there's a little bit of that.
Hey, Nolan had Timothy first, from my understanding. So at least Timmy already got that in the book because he was already in Interstellar.
Yeah,
So
he was in there. I forgot about that. But yeah, man, we'll see how it
um,
goes. We'll see how it
yeah.
goes.
Osgood Perkins has a new movie coming out called
Mm,
The Monkey.
mm.
He recently directed Long Legs earlier this year, which I actually did quite enjoy. I don't know if IV would, straight up. I don't think that's his kind of movie at
Nah,
all.
never.
But Osgood Perkins, Stephen King, and James Wan, those are pretty big names at this point in the horror industry, and they're coming together to make The Monkey, releasing February 21st. I just want to say I'll be there.
That's
Horror,
cool.
probably my favorite genre, despite it being so shitty a lot of the times. I live for it. I live for the shitty.
And it's
Um,
October, so you know you in there right now.
oh, in there, absolutely. My letterbox is a mess. The Until Dawn movie officially releases on April 25th, 2025. I don't know how
Mm,
to feel about this movie.
mm.
I love the game. It feels like they filmed this incredibly fast, but then again, they would already have a huge baseline to start with. There's only one actor returning from the original, from my understanding, Peter Stormare. Um, I'll be there, but I can't claim to be excited.
Where's Rami Malek at?
I wouldn't want him in
But
this.
where is he?
I don't know. He was last in the Nolan movie, right? Like,
And he was in it for 10 seconds. Where is my man?
he's
Where's
chilling, bro. He's chilling. He
yeah,
got an
like
Oscar years ago, bro. He don't need anything to prove right now. And he Mr. Robot finished up all that. He got time, bro.
that's
He's
facts. He
chilling.
got a bag.
But
That's
he didn't
true.
need to be playing no 19-year-old in this movie at 43, 42. I
Word,
didn't
word.
need to see that. Other news, we have Sebastian Stan came out and said that he would love to play the DC Universe's Riddler. How do you feel about that?
I think he's an idiot. I
Okay.
think he's an idiot for saying something like that.
Really?
I don't understand that. Why would you say that? Why
Why
would you?
not?
Because, yo, bro, here's one thing that I gotta say is good news about Tom Holland when it comes to Nolan, because I'm still on it. It's new representation, like you said, younger generation. There's a lot of fantastic actors and actresses out there. I don't want to see you do that. I already seen you in this realm, dog. I've already seen you play a character at this level. I want someone new. I love the idea of newness, new people. There's an opportunity. So I think he's done for that. And why are you set tripping? What's wrong with you? Do you need mental help? You already know what set you rep. Stick with the
Hey,
set.
you can't say that. You can't say that
Why?
because
Why?
there's thousands of other examples spread throughout both.
Nah, he's set tripping. It's a
Oh,
new era, bro. We're about to go to war. You switching sides or you want to come with me? You know what I mean?
I
Where's
mean,
your pride? Where's your pride,
when
bro?
the head of the other company is he switched sides. Granted, it wasn't on his choice. Hey, bro,
You want to
we
see
go.
him do that?
I don't want to see him as Riddler, but I would definitely be down for him in other roles.
So you want him to play both?
But he could play both sides. Why not?
Nah, big yuck.
Why not?
That's, no, I'm with the anarchy. It's election year. You're either red or you're blue. You know what I mean? So
So a
stick
lot of
with
people
stick.
switch from red. We'll say a lot of people switch from the red side to the blue side, following James Gunn, bro.
Right, right, right. Nah,
Um,
if he is gonna do that, then they got to do it well. But I can name
right.
like three off the top of my head, three different actors that would kill Riddler
He shouldn't
and
do
fit
Riddler.
that beautifully.
He
Yeah, I don't
shouldn't
know
do
about
Riddler.
that. Yeah.
And with you saying we want something new, I'm gonna name something that is straight up not. Legends Are Forever, Karate Kid, starring Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio. The two verses coming together.
I heard they might even have a cameo from Jaden himself.
That's a good question. May 30th, 2025. I don't know what to expect. It's still a bit confusing, but I'm there.
And
It's
they
been a
didn't
while
even
since
bring
I've seen
Homie out.
Jackie, bro.
Yeah, it's true. He just turned. He looks young, actually, even though he's old.
I'm shocked, but he is old. He's getting up there.
He's getting older.
How do you feel about Danae saying Dune Messiah will begin filming in 2026? Because I feel great about that for one particular reason.
I'm with it. Why?
Greg Fraser now has an opening to do the Batman 2. And I really hope he's able to get in there and then go right to Dune. Because before it was Dune versus Batman, and we know he would have picked Dune.
Yeah. That's
We
good
don't
to
need to
hear.
do that now, bro. We don't need to do that.
Just I need your eye on everything, bro. You're part of the reason why we got some of the most beautiful things we've seen in the last 5 years. Please,
Right.
Greg. Please.
Right.
I love that
Uh
news. I'm just excited for it to be coming out. I'm excited because we've said this before, but it really feels like Dune 1 and Dune 2 were just made so that this man can make Messiah. So it's like I think this is gonna be it. Like I know he's not on record calling this Dune 2 his magnum opus.
okay.
I think that on the third one, this is probably the one he'll take most pride in. But we all know, in my opinion, at least, Dune 2 is still standing as one of the best movies of this year. You know what I mean? Like, don't forget, it
Sure.
dropped this year. So
Yeah.
it's like, I'm excited for whatever he's doing.
Yeah.
I'm there.
Yeah. First look for the Love Hurts movie starring Ke Huy Quan as the leading role. It's an action film.
Hmm.
Were you able to catch the trailer for this?
I was not, but I did see the news that John Wick, there was no announcement from John Wick. Like there's no confirmation on whether or not that John Wick story will continue. But to hear
Well,
that the direction team is out here doing this is Tuffington, bro. That's gonna be
right.
exciting.
There was actually, I'm glad you mentioned it, a small John Wick news. We're supposedly getting an anime about the impossible task that he was given in order to get out of the hitman life that he mentioned in the first movie.
That's cool.
So that's pretty cool. Some people don't want the world to be incredibly just milked,
Hmm.
but right now I still don't feel that yet.
Hmm.
Um, Up next, we have a movie called Scandalous about the love affair between Kim Novak and Sammy Davis Jr., supposedly directed by Coleman Domingo in his directorial debut. Now, Coleman Domingo is a phenomenal actor. I don't know if you're familiar with his work,
But I didn't know he was
but
directing. That's crazy.
the film will be starring Sydney Sweeney as Kim Novak and David Johnson as Sammy Davis Jr.
Wow.
I'm there for David
Dave Johnson.
Johnson, straight up,
Yeah.
straight up. And
Yeah.
Coleman Domingo's directing. And people are, I'm there for Sydney Sweeney. I ain't there. I'm there for David Johnson, bro. Straight up.
We're there for Sydney Sweeney.
You could be there for Sydney Sweeney.
We're there for Sydney Sweeney.
But speaking of David Johnson, it was also kind of announced that Alien Romulus will be getting a sequel,
Oh man.
which is, as of this recording, still my favorite movie of the year.
It's up
And
there.
it's rumored to be getting David and Kaylee back from the first film as well. So
It's
I'm
the
seated day
continuation,
one.
huh?
I'm
Little
seated
sequel
day
action,
one,
huh?
bro. Yeah, and they could have it be years later. Something's gonna go wrong. I feel terrible for them. I'm excited to have him back as Andy. Hopefully, right?
What's the name of the way that Rome's name, it comes from like two brothers that were raised by bears or something like that? And isn't it like Romulus and Remus? What if it's
Right.
Alien Remus? That would be
That'd be
crazy.
interesting. But I know in Romulus, I think they were on the Remus or whatever ship, and then they got over to the Romulus ship. But I mean, hey, um, other news: Liam Neeson says that next year will probably be his last year for action films. He's 72 years old, and he said it has to stop at some point, right?
Dang. That's actually crazy because he's got a freaking legacy and
Right,
he is his own genre. That's sick.
right.
So
So,
that's I'm happy for
hey,
him though, man. I hope that we don't get little less of him though. You know, like I
right.
hope this
Hopefully, we find
evolves.
him in other
Yeah,
areas.
like I was watching an episode of Shrinking with Harrison Ford and what's his name the other day with the family, and I was like, man, I want some of that from Liam Neeson. Like, give me some dramas, some moments where
Hey,
he
I
just gets
mean,
to
some
like
of
get
his
his
older films,
yeah, yeah,
so maybe
yeah.
he'll tap back into that. But once
I hope so.
Taken took off, he created his own genre,
He
like you
did.
said.
He did.
Um,
Legend.
I don't know if you've ever seen Terrifier 2 or Terrifier 3. I
No.
recently watched Terrifier 1 and 2 for the first time. Not crazy about them, but there's an actress named Lauren Lavera.
Mm.
She's going to be co-starring Digimon Hasun, we like him, in a horror thriller called The Monster, directed by a frequent Saw director, Darren Lynn Bousman. I'm
Mm.
there for Digimon. I like co-starring, so we putting Digimon up front because we be seeing him in pocket areas, you know, other character, side character, but co-starring, I'm there.
Yeah, big facts.
And then I think the last kind of bit of news for me is that apparently there are no new plans for any Kingsman movies, and we were supposed to be getting 3 We were supposed to be getting the sequel to The Golden Circle, I believe that movie was called. Then
Golden
we were
Circle.
supposed to be getting the sequel to The King's Man, and then we were supposed to be getting a collab film with Argyle. Apparently, I didn't realize those movies were connected until I watched Argyle
Which I heard is
yesterday.
burning bold trash.
So I'm not gonna speak because we do want to do a director's episode in the
Ooh,
future.
you know that.
So, yeah, we
We
are
gotta talk about
gonna
the church. We gotta talk about the church fight scene on
all
record.
of it, all of it,
Woo!
all of it. So,
Come on.
that's unfortunate for me because I watched the Kingsman movies for the first time last year, and I liked all three straight up. I liked all three, loved all three. Two was probably my least favorite, maybe, but yeah, I don't know, I don't know. This news just hurts because I'm always down for that historical element with the twist that is like, oh, this doesn't exist, but if it this world it does, and it's fun to see.
That sounds
Um,
like Nolan's next movie. It's all right, bro.
right,
I mean, I hope that they're reassessing what they're doing and that they don't just throw the IP out. I
right,
also feel like Argyle was trash. You know what I mean? It was clips trash. Marketing was all over the place, but somehow it was marketed trash. And I feel like maybe he got a little bit away from something, and maybe it's a production thing, maybe it's a funding thing, maybe it's just I don't know. But hopefully, if he comes back, I think that whole IP and that concept, especially how they built it out in the second one, is worth continuing to grow. So I
right.
hope that happens, man. Hope it's a pruning.
Yeah. So, with that being said, I mean that's pretty much most of what I've got news recently that has came across my feed and made me go, "Oh wow." Um,
I mean,
yeah,
tonight, today, this weekend, whenever you're listening to this, as of the weekend of the 25th of October, Call of Duty came out. So it's a Call of Duty weekend for the gamers. I don't know if you're outside. I'll be outside. I'll be
I
in the
won't be.
lobbies talking my ish. I'll see you.
I
I'm there
won't be.
I don't play outside of just this weekend though. I just play this one weekend, get in there,
Okay.
maybe
I
see
won't
if I
be
could
playing.
prestige in one night. We'll see how it goes.
If I do play, it'll be off of Game Pass. I'm not buying that game.
Fair. You shouldn't buy it. I'm an idiot. I bought it. Don't know why I did
After
that.
being on record multiple times
I
saying
know
you wasn't
I'm a
sure.
part of the issue. I'm a part of the
Mm-mm-mm.
problem.
Mm-mm-mm.
Um,
I'll be on Life is Strange on Monday, though. I'll tell you that.
there you go. There you go. But yeah, man, this is it. Another news episode here at CUZZO-OP. We're always going to try to keep you up to date on what's going on because we're trying to stay up to date ourselves. Throw a couple of our thoughts in there. But anybody that would be interested in knowing what's going on, send this episode over to them. Anybody just liking to hear two people talk about entertainment, talk about movies, TV, video games. That's what we're here for. Interact with us in the comments, man. YouTube, please let us know what you might, maybe a piece of news we missed, or what you think about some of the news pieces we talked about. Or even if you're listening on Spotify, you can feel free to answer there as well. Send us a comment. Let us know you're listening. And yeah, we thank you for joining us for another episode of CUZZO-OP. Just know every time you tap in with us, you're going to find three things. It's two cousins, one podcast, and endless entertainment. Peace.